This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
And boom!
Common man, no show pep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charge your housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'm a fraud.
Yes. I'm always going to be on the high road. If you're looking for Danny Green, you want to find out what Danny Green is, whether I'm in California, New York, or wherever, look on the high road. That's where I'll be.
Yo, what up, Tennessee?
San Diego, Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers, San Diego, Super Chargers. Now what do you think? What do you think of that? And the Gophers are getting a lot of first downs. I'm really surprised. They're fighting their way that Diego.
Yeah, I always love that one.
You're breaking up, Bob.
You're breaking up.
Hello.
Hello.
Hold on.
Hello.
I've seen enough out of Cousins, Paul. Put him on ice.
I've heard enough about Cousins. What a whiner. That's interesting. I really felt like they misled me. Why do you have a quarterback backing me up that might take my job? Play better.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
And I can't wrap my head around. I can't get my arms around. I can't wrap my head around the Lori Rodriguez news conference last week that we held late Friday. They said, you know what we're going to do? We want to do this for the less fortunate of the world. So if somebody gets up from a courtside seat with 2 minutes left in the game, we'll only charge $150, and you could sit there for 2 minutes. That's what they're really going to do. My suggestion, because, A-Rod did the old, and when I was a little kid and I was 10 years old, and I would sit up way up in the third deck and I'd look down and I'd see nobody behind home plate. I wonder, why are people sitting there? Here's what you do. Instead of reselling it because you're greedy, that's the only reason you're doing it is because you want to make more money. And I get it. We're all into increasing our revenue. I'd take a raise today if I could get one from iHeart, but I don't think one is coming anytime soon. Though they do want me. We're in the midst of a contract negotiation, though. Tennessee, I think, as you know, there's really not a lot of negotiating. It's just pretty much we'd really like to re-sign you to the same terms you've just had for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Would you like to do that? And
it's more of a contract declaration.
yes, and I'm a common man. Common man, have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. Whatever you want me to do. But anyway, here's what you do: is you have ushers stationed throughout the stadium, and when you see somebody leave section N, courtside row 3, when you see 4 people leave, you find 4 underprivileged kids or kids you think are underprivileged are sitting in the upper bowl, and let them come down and sit there for free. Why don't you think about doing that instead of reselling the tickets? So in other words, we got a seat we're selling for $200, and we can make the $200 for me. Now, if I leave let's say I leave after the first half, are you going to give me $100 back? I mean, I don't want to watch the whole game. So I'm there for the first half. It's a blowout.
Prorated.
Yeah, what's a blowout? Or they're LeBron's on a, what do they call it? Waste management?
Load management.
He's on a load management game. That ticket's not worth $200 to me now. So I'll stay for the first half. Do you think that A-Rod and Lori are going to give me $100 back? You think so? I think the chances are I'm going to get a $100 refund from the boys. It's the most preposterous thing. And I think I'm the only one that's offended by it.
I'm not offended by it.
Yeah. I don't know why you're not. I don't know why you think that's a good idea. I mean, it's never been done before because nobody would ever think of doing something that's selling things 2, 3, 4. I mean, how many times would they sell that seat? And then how do you really know? So I'm supposed to, when I leave, go up. It's incumbent upon me to make them money. Because what if I was just getting up to go have something to eat and I was going to come back? Now, the comeback to that would be, well, you probably go to an app and say you're leaving. Why is it incumbent on me to tell them I'm leaving so they can make more money? I don't want you to know that I'm leaving.
Well, I don't think we know the specifics yet of how that technology would work. So yes, I think that's still to be determined.
You explain to me how you think it would work.
I don't know.
You mean you don't even have an idea? How do you think it would work? That if I'm going to, I'm
assuming there's some sort of tracking technology in the ticket that you purchased that when they can track you leaving the stadium and know that you're gone. But that I don't know. That would just be my thought.
Okay. All right. They have a picture of the World Series of Poker. Somebody's got the World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
Well, it's a ragged-looking group. Those people are really good poker players, or are they just lucky? I guess there's more luck involved.
Are they all wearing black Puma sweatshirts?
No, but they were wearing, they just all look like... Anyway.
Poker tables are usually in a what's the word? Eclectic bunch?
Now, this person says, hold on. The money goes to the ticket owner. Are we sure about that? Now, if it does, that's a whole nother...
Well, I think people are going to want to leave.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Yeah, if I can leave and try to make money off of this.
Yeah, well, especially if it's if it's a bad game.
Yeah, I don't think that would be great for ownership to have people wanting to leave to try to make money off of it.
So if you go down and buy $200, let's say you buy $200, even if you buy a $50 seat, but let's say I don't even know what the price it is. Or I haven't gone to a Wolves game and paid for a ticket in ages. But let's just say they've got a $200 seat. And so if I buy the $200 seat and want to leave at halftime, so what if nobody wants to buy it? Then I guess I'm just stuck with losing the $200. So then it becomes what the demand for it is, right?
Well, they said they were doing like an auction style to basically go to highest bidders, but I thought I heard them say in the presser. I mean, it could go for as little as $3.
I get bored halfway through your show. Can I change the channel? And then can I resell my iHeart listening spot to someone who only wants to hear if that's how it works, yeah, I guess. Especially if I'm getting the money. Here's one of these people. Why are you so concerned with a ticket you'll never buy in the first place? Well, why would I be considerate about euthanasia? I don't know any kids from that part of the world, but I can still be concerned about them. My job is to see something, especially if it's sports related more than anything. If I see, like for instance, if I think the Twins made a wrong free agency signing, should I not be so concerned about it?
The vast majority of what we talk about, we're not concerned about.
Charts explain how it works. Yes, the ticket owner gets the money and the Wolves get a cut. So the Wolves do get a cut of it. Okay.
Well, they're definitely getting a cut. There's no doubt about that. I bet they're getting more than just a cut.
So in other words, they're going to get, let's say it's a $200 ticket. They get the $200, and then let's say it's sold for second half, really good seats for $50. So the guy that bought the ticket's going to get how much of that 50? Do you think? Is he going to get 40 of it and the Timberwolves get 10, or do you think it's 50-50 split? Owner gets $25 back?
I would think the ticket buyer gets 50% at best. I don't think they're going over 50.
Makes no sense to me. Here's one that says, I think they said the app would work like Uber. I see your point, but if it works like Uber, the money made would be a fee or charge on the app, and the person leaving would get paid minus the fees. So since A-Rod and Lori own the app, they would make money, but not the Wolves per se. At least that's how I think it would work. Okay, you have it all wrong. When the person that is leaving, they put the seat up for sale, then everyone in the arena can bid on it.
Got it.
The seat holder gets part of the money, and the Wolves get a service charge. And then A-Rod and Lori own the app. All right.
Yeah, and then they're going to use that app for basically every other sporting event in the world, and that's how they're going to make a killing.
How long is the auction open? I mean, the game could be over by the time. I mean, what if there's a lot of people bidding on that? What if you want to leave like with beginning of the fourth quarter? It's going to take you a while to get your bid in and then get it from your seats and get down. You know, if you're up in the nosebleeds and you're coming down to the lower level, I just think it's one of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my entire life. If you want to go ahead and buy somebody else's ticket and watch the fourth quarter, knock yourself out. That's not even the beginning of what I got to get into today. There's so much going on. It's so controversial. Well, first of all, controversial Vikings news on the other side of the break when we do a peek at the purple. And I've got a great idea for NTR. We call that non-traditional revenue. Lil B wasn't here, though. She wasn't in the office. I mean, she's some here in the building. She just wasn't there. Maybe she was out to lunch. So I got a great idea. I want to bounce it off you, Ten. If you think we could make some money on it, just need to find a sponsor. And I think we'll have as many people bidding on that sponsorship as there will be people bidding to buy your $200 Timberwolves seat to watch the last 4 minutes of the game. But right now, let's do what we like to call. It used to be called Grand and the Ham, and now is it Bonus Bucks? Whatever the case may be, you got a chance to win some money with Tenneby's keyword.
Yeah, the fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword green at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. The keyword is green. Enter now at KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Yeah, you think I don't? I think we all do. Hey, we're back. Common Man program. I'm Common. He's Tenneby. No Mark Rose. And now I don't know if he'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock or not. We might get a call an hour before saying he has a terrible headache. He has one of these headaches things where it comes and it goes. He has a headache at... What time did he text you on Thursday and said he couldn't make it in?
Oh, it was during the show.
Yeah. Said his headache was so bad that he was afraid to get behind the wheel because he thought he might have an aneurysm and black out and die in a car crash. And then 6 hours later, he's sending out He
texted me at 12:58 on Thursday.
Okay. And then when did he send out the tweet with a picture of he and his wife saying, here's my beautiful wife on a beautiful evening, and they're on their penthouse apartment in downtown Minneapolis. That headache went away. It must have been some maybe the Advil worked right. Maybe, but, they don't make Anacin anymore. I used to suffer back in my Haight-Ashbury days. Don't try this at home. If you wanted to fight a hangover, I knew when I was going to sleep, passing out at 2 o'clock in the morning, having to sign the radio station on it too, I was going to wake up with a hangover. So you take a handful of don't do this at home. This might be why I am. I would take 4, 5, 6 Anacin and just eat, because I think what it does is it opens up your blood cells so the blood can flow through your brain so you don't wake up. You're still tired, but you have no headache, right? They don't make Anacin anymore. It was the only thing that could fix my headache for the longest time. Has there ever been a product that they stopped making that you thought your life would end? That's when we die, but as you know it, you go, I've lived with this my entire life. You can't take this away from me. Anacin was that no other headache relief, pain, whatever you call it, a medicine worked for me. Bayer didn't work. Bufferin didn't work. Advil or what's the other one? Tylenol. That doesn't work for headaches for me at all. But now I think my body adjusted and I can use Bayer aspirin now. But I don't nearly get as many headaches as I used to. I think I give headaches to other people is what I do.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. But I don't need it. Is there a product that they don't make anymore?
Yeah, I'd say the only product that, I didn't think I could live without would be KFAN the restaurant.
And, for me, it would be Tarp Shooter. And for other people, it might be Being the Common Man, the best, lousiest, best, a book. I'm sending 2 out when I get off of work. One of them is going to be autographed. I'm almost out of books. I'm under 50 books. I bet I don't even have 30. And I had 5,232 when I started. So if you want a book, and Closed Circuit, I don't remember. I don't remember the dude's name, the bro's name, the guy's name. He said, "I want to buy the very last book," and I have his email. When I get down to the last book, I'm going to send it to him. I promised him I would. He wants the last one. I'm going to keep a couple for myself, just so I have a keepsake. I might be buried with it, or I might just use it at the funeral to prop up my coffin in case it's kind of wobbly. We could use it for a coffin propper upper is what we could do. Too. Peek at the Purple, by the way, is brought to you by Affordable Electric. If you've gone EV with your car, truck, or SUV, let family-owned Affordable Electric get you powered up by installing a Level 2 EV charging system. They can do that and pretty much anything else. Not pretty much. They can do anything else when it comes to your electrical needs. Affordable Electric. Affordable-Electric. Affordable-Electric. Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Wait, now I'm getting a text message that said they still make Anacin. Well, they don't sell it where I used to buy it. I can't find it anymore. They don't have it at Walgreens. They don't have it at Target. I don't want to buy it online. I guess I could buy it on Amazon. I purchased something, and I told you last week I purchased something on Amazon for the first time in my life. Well, my boy did it for me because I didn't know how to. The other thing, what else I tried to do? This is why technology, and I admit it, I'm technologically inept. I finally caved in and I'm losing pictures on my phone, right? Because you're out of storage. And I thought, well, if I eliminate a bunch of pictures, will my storage come back? They don't give you it back. They're running a racket. It never works
like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're running a racket. Because I decided, well, I'll just eliminate a bunch I'll open up storage. Like, let's say you had a dresser drawer, a chest of drawers at home, and it was packed. If you emptied one of the drawers and discarded those things, you'd have another drawer to put things into it. You would think they would do that if I eliminated a bunch of pictures I've saved, but no, they won't let me do that. So this morning I tried to give them the $2 a month to store it. I can't remember my password. They think they know my password. I tried to change my, me, Timmy. It's a bad comedy. I just can't do it. I wished I could. I tried. I was almost in tears this morning. Then I get frustrated. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have baby brother Peter or Deuce look at it because they're usually pretty good at that. I don't have any Vikings news either controversial or non-controversial. I didn't see that you sent me anything today Viking related. Is there anything out there at all?
I did see this one on Yahoo Sports.
Okay.
Headline, Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy injury adds pressure created by Sam Darnold. Apparently, McCarthy was ranked by Pro Football Focus as one of their most important returns of a player who missed all of 2024, saying, no player on this list faces more pressure in 2025 than Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Minnesota selected McCarthy with the number 10 overall pick in last year's draft, but he missed his entire rookie season after suffering a meniscus tear in the preseason opener. Veteran Sam Darnold stepped in and delivered a career-best campaign, earning a 80.7 PFF grade that ranked 13th among 42 qualifying quarterbacks. With Darnold at the helm, the Vikings finished 14-3 and were one of the NFC top teams all year. Now the spotlight shifts back to McCarthy. The Vikings have built a strong supporting cast around him at all the skill positions and along the offensive line. McCarthy posted an elite 90.6 PFF grade in his final season at Michigan, and Minnesota is banking on him making an immediate impact as the team aims to stay atop a competitive NFC North.
Yeah, but according to who is the dude, the bro, you had last week on some website that basically panned the Vikings offseason.
Yes.
They basically said the guy we got on the offensive line is a stiff. So again, what you just read now says, they skill positions in their offensive line. Well, some people think the offensive line has been improved. Other people don't. My opinion would be, even though it really doesn't really bother me that much, but I got to pretend it bothers me because that's what we do as talk show hosts. I would say, I would still rather try what we did than go back to what we had last year, right? I'd rather try is it Fries or Freeze? Is it even
Fries?
Will?
Would you like Fries with that?
Yeah, well, I would like Fries with that offensive line. I would rather try with Fries, and then who was the other cat's name?
Kelly.
I'd rather try with Kelly and Fries than what we had before. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if I would take my chances with two guys that might be labeled stiffs that aren't as good as maybe they, the whole gist of that piece last week is we overpaid for some guys that really probably aren't as good as what their money would indicate. Well, if they're an upgrade over what we had last year, I'm all in, particularly when we had the money. And I think we're all tired of never winning a big game. And we do have a lot of other good players, and we got a defensive coordinator who likes to be aggressive without being reckless. So I'm all in on giving it a shot. And same thing we did with the Gobert thing. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's go ahead and do something. We never won an NBA championship. We never won a Stanley Cup, and we've never won a Lombardo trophy. So I'm willing to pretty much try anything. Mortgage the future? Hell yeah. People say, I'd roll my eyes, shrug my shoulders, and shake my head when old guys would say, not in my lifetime. I want to see it happen in my lifetime. And I used to think I had a lot of lifetime ahead of me. I got more life behind me than ahead of me, and I'd like to see a big game. I'd like to see a Stanley Cup. I'd like to see an NBA championship. So I'm willing to go all in. Peek at the Purple brought to you by Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric. They're shockingly affordable. A lot of people are weighing in on the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line. This ticket racket that they're going to be running over for Wolves games it's gaining a lot of conversation on the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line. We'll get back to that. Byron Buxton, man, just think if he were a rookie, how excited we'd be. But he might retire in the next year or two because he's getting up there in age. He hit for the cycle the other day, the first time it's ever happened at Target Field. We'll get to that and many, many other topics here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Fan.
Minneapolis, get ready. Music legend Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney is coming.
He's
got a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love.
He's bringing his Got Back tour to the U.S. Bank Stadium on October 17th.
And this bird will never change.
Tickets drop July 18th at 10 a.m. But beat the rush. Register now for the artist presale at paulmccartneygotback.com. One night, one icon. Don't miss it. Full details available at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Be still, my beating heart, or my bleeding heart. And a little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on all that. So, I received this text message about 12:21. You're such a child. I slept for 3 hours, fortunately, through the rest of your show until 5 o'clock. Took Excedrin Plus and felt better. Thinking of getting another headache again tomorrow. I guess you told me. I
love that one.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Oh, no, not that. Anything but that. Excedrin Plus. You know, maybe I should try Excedrin Plus for my headaches, because the Anacin, they don't sell it anymore, and I'm not buying it online. But I don't get many headaches anymore. I used to get them sleeping at night. I think I had the wrong pillow. Tammy, let me ask you, are you a flat foam pillow, or do you need a feather pillow you can scrunch up? What kind of pillow do you use?
I definitely don't want a flat one. That's always the worst part about going to hotels, is their pillows never suffice.
There was a time where anytime I traveled, I brought my own pillow. I had to, because I could not sleep with another pillow. Exactly what you're saying. The hotel ones, those flat foam ones.
Yeah. They're nothing.
You may as well just use a common man book. It would be just.
It's like you're sleeping on paper.
Yes, I hate it. So, yeah. So, but that's how I used to. I would always wake up in the morning with a headache. Pop a couple of Anacin, get a cup of coffee, and there's caffeine in Anacin, by the way, and then I'd be good to go. So there you have it. Somebody sent me this text message, and I think I said something similar to you on Friday, or maybe on the air, about this this ticket boondoggle they're thinking about doing at for Wolves games. It says, what if I go to Flop Sweat but Meat Sauce bombs his segment and I want to leave? Can I resell my second half ticket so someone else can see Common close the show? Common is the funniest man alive. I would never sell my ticket. Did I talk about that on air or just off air with you when we left?
I think you mentioned it off the air, yeah.
Where I just said, maybe I'm jumping to too hasty of a conclusion with Lori and Rodriguez. Let's say we sell 200 tickets to Flop. Let's say we sell 150 tickets. Let's say we get 100 people. We boondoggle 100 people to buy tickets for Flop, Sweat, and Tears. Let's say 50 want to walk out halfway through. The ticket's priced anywhere between $20 and $30, depending on the venue. Let's just go with $20. Well, maybe there'll be people we could resell them to for $10, and then I'd make, now I'm not going to give a big cut to the guy who originally bought the ticket. I'll be different than A-Rod and Lori. You ain't getting none of that back. Here's what else somebody said, and I think this could end up being the an issue. How about this one tend to be? The Wolves ticket exchange will get canceled quickly after the overserved great unwashed from the cheap seats start plopping themselves down next to the beautiful people. Can you see it? Couple of guys had a few too much and plop down like this. Boys, you really didn't see why people like these down here. Hey, what do you look at the game so far? They want to stand the whole time. And Durant. And they're just...
Well, then Rosen is in that seat initially. He's going to be bitter. That guy is now sitting next to him.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like, he wants to be sitting next to A-Rod and Lori and those types. He doesn't want...
No! The
common man.
The overserved great unwashed.
Yeah. So now he's going to be bitter.
I think that's good. That could end up being the issue. Now, someone else said, I guess this is...
But then what will happen is... the rich people up front will start buying those seats themselves.
Yes, that's exactly what they'll do.
Right. It's like how many times have you had someone on an airplane where they buy the whole row,
right?
Just correct. So no one sits by them. Yeah. That's what's going to happen with.
Yeah,
it's going to benefit the rich again.
That's exactly what it's going to do. Steal from the rich and give to the poor is what I've always said. I just say steal from the rich and keep it for myself. But that's another story in itself. It says, Common, think of the big ski resorts out west. Sometimes a guy want to go skiing just in the morning, and when he's done at noon, he'll go out to the parking lot and try to resell his lift ticket to somebody that will pay less but get to ski the rest of the day. They have the Timberwolves are using what the Timberwolves are using is the same principle. the fact that the team might get a cut is okay with me because without the app, I wouldn't get any money. I guess some things for me, it's just on principle. And it's about the principle. And I'm not going to, if I buy a ticket, because I'm telling you what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tell them you're leaving. That's what's going to be on the app. I'm leaving and then, you're going to get some of the money, I guess. But I just don't think it's any of their, I don't want to do that. I don't need.
What's the principle that's so wrong, though?
Because I just think because I think the reason they're doing is they just want to make more money.
Well, of course they do. Yeah.
But that's what I don't like. It's they're acting as though with a little kid up in the top seat. And when I was up there, I used to think, boy, wouldn't it be nice to sit down there? So he's trying to tug on our heartstrings like, boy, we're helping that little kid that never get to sit courtside. That's not why, because if that's what it really...
they can help the kid and make money at the same time.
But if that's what it was really about, you're right. But to me, that means that you're really you're not true to what you're really doing. You have an ulterior motive. That's not the real reason you're doing it. You're going, we can make more money doing this. That's what it's all about. Just like with a charitable contribution, you give the money to charity without any strings attached. They should just go ahead and say, what we're going to do is when you want to leave, you leave the game, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find 4 kids that are sitting in the upper bowl, and we're going to let them sit there. And they get a chance to experience it. That no more money changes hands in any way, shape, or form. If anything, the Wolves should give Teneby, who gives up his seat, give him money so he can give it. Matter of fact, they should pour more money into the underprivileged. What did Laurie say about 6 months ago? I'm flush with cash. He said that publicly. I am flush with cash. So what does he need the money for? If you're flush with cash, I just don't like it. I just.
What if they take that money they're earning and then invest it back into the franchise? Now they can be a second apron team.
That's not going to happen. Because there's just not. I don't think there's going to be this. It's
groundswell.
Yeah, they're not going to be this grounds. They're not going to be selling for hundreds of thousands. And that's what they'd like to see, I'm sure. So tickets making hundreds.
No, I mean, let's face it. Laurie specifically, he's an entrepreneur. This is an entrepreneurial idea. He's going to start it at Target Center, but that's not where they're planning to make their money. They're planning on having it in every NBA arena, every NHL arena, every NFL stadium, every Major League Baseball stadium, every Premier League soccer stadium. They want this idea to take over the entire world, and then that's the vision.
I think Scott in Duluth sums it up. I guess this is what I was trying to say. Where did it go? Hold on. It's nothing but scalping under disguise. It's scalping, but it's under disguise. It's a shell game is what it is, but that's okay too. Twins, are we is it All-Star break week this week? Is the All-Star game?
Yeah, the home run derby's tonight.
That's right. Then the All-Star game is tomorrow, and then we're back at it. We play a terrible team in a terrible city with terrible fans. I think we start the season on Friday, I think, and I do think we're playing an Oswald. Of course, we've been kind of Oswald-ish, though if I read correctly, the last 3 or maybe it's 4 series, the Twins have won 2-3, and in each one of those they've lost. The last game they lost to the Pirates yesterday when Duran couldn't hold a lead, I think, or a tie game, whatever the case may be. I did not see the game. But we're 2 games under 500. Baldelli was, very excited. There were some quotes from him about, look, we think we're starting to generate a little momentum now, a lot of baseball to be played. And I don't, I'm sure they really do feel that way. I mean, they do this for a living. I know they like the money. They do it for the money, but they do want to. I think most people that participate in professional or amateur sports want to win. I'm not so sure they've got the horse for the course. They need Lopez back, even though Simeon Richardson Wood is pitched okay. Again, and he's doing it where they don't let him go much more than 5 innings. The other day he won, and he went 4 2/3, 4 1/3. And then you worry about overtaxing the bullpen. But if you play it right, I guess, if it's like playing chess, right? Okay, this game we had to use the reliever, so we hope that Joe goes, 6, 7 innings, so we don't have to use the bullpen and don't have to go to an everyday position player in a blowout to let him mop up the game. But the best news, really, to this point, it would be Byron Buxton. He is an all-star now. He's been added to the team. He wasn't voted in, I don't believe. But I think his numbers are worthy. You know, again, the all-star team is it like a regular roster? Is it 25 guys or 30, whatever it is, including pitchers? And so there's an awful lot of good baseball players out there. There are always people that are going to be left off the team that are probably deserving, right? It's just the way, much like, with the NCAA football tournament, when there was just 4 teams for the playoff, there's probably half a dozen teams that were worthy of being invited to that, and that's why they upped it to now, 16 teams, and there's 4 get a bye, and they have 12 to start. And same with the NCAA tournament. They had a 32-team tournament. They did it more for money, I would think. They went to 64, so the tournament would be larger. But part of it was it's hard to. There's more than 32 really good basketball teams across the country. So guys are going to be left off the list. But I think Buxton is deserving. If I read this correctly, Teneby, he hit for the cycle. Was that yesterday? The last game? Saturday. It was a Saturday game, and that's the first time anybody's hit a cycle at Target Field since the stadium opened in 2010.
And he got it with a home run, which is a little more dramatic.
Well, and not just that, but apparently Baldelli admitted he was about to remove him from the game. And then he was reminded by somebody, whether it was Buck or was somebody in the dugout, that said, he's got a chance to get the cycle if he hits a home run, which is cool. Guys like individual stuff like that. I'm not against. I mean, if the guy's got a bad injury, I don't want him to just, remember, was it Saquon last year had a chance to set the NFL rushing record and they didn't play him in the last game? Do I have that right or am I wrong there?
That might be right.
And then Sirianni said no because they wanted him healthy for. And I can make an argument for both of those. And I thought Saquon handled it pretty well because I think he said, yeah, I get it. I think he probably wanted to try to set that record. Though, as you and I have talked about again, it's a 17 game. You almost have to have. I think the NFL used to be 12-game schedule many moons ago, back in the leather helmet days. And they went to 14, and they went to 16, and now they're at 17. It's almost like you have to have different categories of records, right? Did he do it in a 12-game season, a 14, a 16, or a 17? But Buxton, I don't have his numbers in front of me, but as of a week or so ago, he led the Twins in almost every single offensive category. That's how well he has been playing, and it makes you it makes you wonder, had he stayed healthy. Remember, he's only had one season where he played like 140 games. Then I don't think he had another season where he's played over 100, maybe one. He's just always had some kind of an issue, whether it's been crashing into the wall or getting a concussion, whatever the case may be. But he was selected. Where was he when he was drafted? He was like a top 10 pick.
He was 1 or 2.
Was he 1 or 2? Yeah. Right? Yeah. So he was 1 or 2. Maybe he was number 1. And so with that, much like Royce Lewis was. And once you are one of those picks, I mean, it's obvious the expectations by the player, the organization that selected him.
He was number 2 behind
Carlos Correa. So we have from that year,
2012,
the top overall pick and the second overall pick, and what does it get you? 2 games under 500. Now, the thing with Correa is you know what? We're starting to gain some momentum here. I have a message for the Tigers. I'd like to pass along to them.
Just in your mirror may be closer than they appear.
Well, they're really not. I think we're 11 and a half games out of first place. But, hey, with a wild card, everybody's in it. It's almost like the World Series of poker. It's just anybody can win money. Doesn't matter if you can finish 1,232 and you get to cash a check, which is pretty cool. But man, imagine if now would that have changed the outcomes of seasons for the Twins? I don't know. Was Buck playing when the last time we were in the playoffs, which was a couple of years ago? Was he healthy then or was he out? I don't even remember now. He's probably out, right? Just didn't seem like he played very much. Could he have, the way he's playing now, one guy can make a difference. And, isn't that what WAR is? Wins above replacement? Yeah. This is the kind of, he can be worth, the way he's playing, what is his WAR right now? Is that what that WAR basically is
wins above replacement.
Yeah, so wins above who was the center fielder we had a couple of years ago? The guy who also won a Gold Glove. Bake McBride? No. Remember we got the guy that I really liked and then we let him go?
Oh.
Taylor.
Michael
Taylor. So Michael Taylor should be like, how many games would you win with Michael Taylor in center field, and how many games would you win with Buxton? And with Buxton is probably, they figure it's like 3 or 4 more games or whatever that WAR is.
First off, his batting average is .289, which in today's Major League Baseball
is really good.
That's pretty darn good.
Yes.
21 homers, 56 RBI. His OPS is .925.
Is that good?
That's over 100 better than anybody else on the team.
Wow.
And he also has 17 stolen bases.
Yes.
I believe he has not got caught.
Yes. And he plays
but his WAR is 4.1. The next highest on the team is Harrison Bader at 1.9. And then the next highest after that is Cody Clemens at 1.1.
So this is what it's, and you got Correa, same thing. First pick overall. And he's had a pretty darn good career as far as I know. There's one text messenger, probably will send me a text here pretty quick to say that he's the only player he'd actually pay money to see play shorts. He would go to a game just to watch him pick up a couple of routine ground balls to short and throw them over to first. He'd pay money for that because he's a very slick fielding shortstop. But without him, then with Royce Lewis, I can see why the Twins thought they, and it's unfortunate because Buxton, when he's playing like this, he is. I remember I chided, not that he cares, but I chided the manager. I think it was 2 years ago, before the start of the last season, where he was saying Buxton's the best ball player in the world. It's like, well, no, he's not. Now, the way he's playing now, I still don't think he's the best ball player in the world, but he's amongst them the way he's playing right now. And we just haven't been able to get that for any long stretches of time, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Well, and speaking of the WAR stat.
Yeah.
Buxton's 4.1, Correa 0.1, wow. Royce Lewis 0.0.
Yeah. And with Lewis he is playing, right? He's not back on the injured list.
Yeah, he's back. He's been playing. And he's actually been hitting all right since coming back.
But you're in a tough division with the best team in baseball, at least, record-wise. I don't know if it's hard. I guess the only, we talk about this with the power rankings. Really, the only power ranking is record. And if you have the best record in baseball, does that mean you are the best team? Yeah, technically, I guess. But you also have to remember, who are your opponents? When do you play your opponents? Sometimes you will face, like, let's say, I'll use Cincinnati as an example. So let's say they have a stud pitcher, but the series you play them in, you don't see him, right? He doesn't pitch in one of the 3 games. He pitched the game just before you met him. So again, that's all by hook or by crook. It's just but I still think Detroit, you could argue, even with the best record in baseball, I think they still have the best record in baseball. You could say they're the best team in baseball, or at least amongst them for sure. So you're in a tough division, at least as far as the leader, because Cleveland and Kansas City they're just not. I think it was a month into the season or 6 weeks into the season, we had 4 teams well over 500. No. Were they? Or was the Twins
we had
weren't?
4.
Yeah, we had 4.
They're all under 500, except for Detroit.
Except for Detroit. So, anyway. Here's a text message. Supposedly, Michael Jordan buys 7 tee times. The 3 ahead of his tee time and the 3 behind his tee time. That way he can be alone on the course and not have to interact with rubes. And considering the courses he probably plays, those rubes are probably multimillionaires. Yeah, but he's not, I don't know why he's bringing this up, but he's not reselling those tee times, I don't think. I don't think Mike's doing that. Mike bought them for himself. And as the story goes, I have this said he has his own golf course and he has it built to his liking so that because he likes to play for money. He's a gambler. So, like, maybe he's got a slice, so everything's a dog leg right, dog leg right, dog leg right. That's what 10B would build his course. Dog leg right, and a severe dog leg right.
Yes.
10B would have these 90-degree dog leg rights if you were going to design your course.
Every green, I would have like this big wall set up to the right. So it's just going to bounce right off the wall.
Correct.
And then just ricochet right onto the green.
That's why wouldn't you do that? So he's doing the exact same thing. Let's see what else we got here. Can't wait for Royce's breakout year in 2035. Now that's not nice. Well, if he follows Buxton's, because this is Buxton's breakout year, right? This is it.
He's had moments, yes.
Right, but this is his breakout year.
Probably the longest consistent run he's been on.
And how long is he? How many years has he been in the league now? Is this year?
Well, I mean, he was drafted in 2012.
Yeah. So this one says, comment, if Buxton had been healthy and anywhere near this productive earlier in his career, the Twins would not have been able to afford him. They signed him to a 10-year deal on a steep injury discount. And there might be something to that, though. I also think Buxton just liked the money. He didn't. It wasn't like they. I don't know. I'd have to go back to see if. I don't know if the negotiation was, we'll give you $100 million, but we can't give you more than that because you're always hurt. And he said, okay, I accept that. I don't know if that was part of the negotiations. I mean, as this text messenger is suggesting, I don't know if that was part of the conversation. Then there's this last text message before we get into 534. It says, on ESPN top 100 players in the 2025 list, Correa 62, Buxton not even listed. So I'm assuming that was done at the beginning of the year, I would think, because if they just redid it today, those Buxton needs to be at 62, probably even better than that. But yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But he is enjoy it while you can, I guess, if you're into baseball. Tennessee's got a tease for us as we get ready to start hour number 2 with 534.
Yeah, the coaches, execs, and scouts have selected their top 10 quarterbacks.